I go up with them and I see what the issue is. I don't know if they'll tell me a bunker story. Oh, no.
You want to join us tonight?
No, I'm so busy with this.
Okay, the chasna. It's so
So
good. It's
busy.
such a
I went for Eiffel. I was just I blew my mind yesterday. I had to go take a nap for an hour and a half. You know, when I went to sleep yesterday between 2 and 3 in the morning
wow.
because with my sister-in-law figuring out different things, who to use, this and that. Rumi Klein sends me. I open it up. I couldn't open it up. Then my sister says, "You know what? She sent you a program that you couldn't open up." I said, "She sends me a whole like when you join a job, a bunch of listings. Do you agree? This. I don't know what in the world she sent me." And she says, "Yeah, your program didn't open on your cell phone." Believe me. Oh, keep on being yeah. It's good. Yeah. Good. Let's see what's soon. Oh, I was going to ask you, Rabbi Marzo.
Yeah.
I'm trying to look for this is free across the street from Eliazer's street on corner 21st and J. 15 years ago, they borrowed me props for miniatures or cake platters. You know, somebody I can borrow that they have an Eiffel miniatures and cake platters too.
I don't text me after the shiur tonight. I'll ask. I think my daughter knows there's a place like a mach over here. But you have to text. Yeah, I think so. I think so. But you have to text me right or call me. Call me 10 o'clock tonight. I'm on my phone check. Right.
Oh man, a bit of a copy.
Okay.
Sure.
The covered the special union of the Purim Shulish. Chatzuy great a moiridik special shiur. Are you planning to do Otis Mappa?
Yeah.
Yeah? So you asked me a question. Taka there's a machlokes if you need lechem mishnah, but I saw the Horus of Yurim brought that the Rebbe Befeder said you should have lechem mishnah.
Well, you don't make a moitzi.
You don't make a moitzi. Yeah.
You just continue eating.
And then I saw a lot of Lubavitcher Avonim write, and that there's a shaila about later the Birchas Hamazon, what you should do. Lanius daiti, there is zero shaila. There is no shaila. When you do Birchas Hamazon, you say ala nisim.
Depends if you eat kazait.
You have to eat kazait night. If you didn't eat a kazait at night, you won't make mitzvah to the Shabbos. You have to make sure by night to eat a kazait. At least after Shkia. Better to eat a kazais after Ben Hashmoshes. You don't have to be machmin in the zman. But half hour after lichvention, make sure to eat.
7:30 is lichvention. By 8 o'clock, eat. Make sure you eat bread or 8:30.
Yeah, like a half hour later, make sure to eat a kazai. That's it.
And then start right. And then
and then never mind if you want to daven after Suda or middle of the Suda.
And what happened when you finish my you just go sleep?
Yeah.
Very strange.
It's very strange. I really wanted to do Paris Mappa Makadash in the house. My wife is not interested, so we're not going to do it. But I think it's a very
only we could understand that.
Very cute.
And he told me he chose to
Yeah.
it was this year.
Yeah.
His daughter got engaged.
Yeah.
So tell me if you heard it, then I'll stop. And he even comes to Shabbos meal. I wanted to see if he knows how to learn, but he didn't want to put pressure. Anyway, during the conversation, he asked him, learn? He says, yeah. I'm actually bucking two receptors. Oh, very nice. It was the time he was to receptors. Says Shabbos and receptors given. Oh, very nice. He came close to dessert, and he says, maybe you can tell me something about that. He says, yeah, I actually found a way to combine the two receptors together. He says, yeah, oh, very nice. And how? Hagid and Shabbos.
Very nice. Okay.
Okay. Yes. That's Spanish.
Rav Shloimim Laharav Agoin Tanamol Sifrir Bibyonis and Binyamin Weiss Rav Lados Kodshoy Poi Bnei Brak. Okay. So
Oh, this is the rabbi that was here. You say it was a rabbi in Jericho?
yeah.
He wrote it?
No. There was a Yid that asked the Shaila by his road. This
Jericho
is
that-
Tovshin Lamed Hey.
Jericho that you have in Etzisot today. This is the Jericho they're talking
This is
about.
a chelik of the Shaila. This is a chelik of the
that's-
Shaila. This is the
uh-huh.
Shaila. So the guy says this is Tovshin Lamed Hey, 1974. The Yericho was safe at that time, so it was not the craziness of what's going on today.
Not so much Arab.
They were scared of the Arabs, and he was going there. He's going to be there for Purim, and he asked, "Is it when are we
When are you
supposed to
gonna
read
read
Megillah?"
Okay, good
Be
question.
Yudala the Betizvav. So
It was a world city at one time.
it was a
There's
walled
a
city. When Yeshua ben Nun came into Israel, they made a coffers, and then they blew the shofars, and then the walls of Yericho crumbled down. So that he was going to be in Yericho for Purim, and he asked Zerov in Bnei Brak, when do I read Megillah? On day 14 or day 15? On Yudalit or Tezvav? So in middle, by the way, there is this thing is also again Chutzlaritz. Do you know there were cities in Poland? There was a city near Belzec where they used to read Megillah on Tezvav. In Prague, the Tshuva Me'ava, the Talmud of the Noida Yehuda says that there were Hasidim v'Yanshe Ma'aser in Prague that they used to read Megillah on both days Mesofet because they had a Kabbalah that Prague had a wall around it, Mimois Yeshua ben Nun. Unbelievable.
What has to do with Chutzlat or Israel?
Because Lapidin even in Chutzlaret. Any year which was Mufet
I thought only
Mimois Yeshua ben Nun. Also in Izmir, in Turkey, the minig was that they read the Megillah b'yom Yudalit.
What's the reason for the Maish Yeshuva Nun?
Oh,
Not
yeah.
other times.
You're gonna have to wait a little bit to hear. We're gonna have to get into it. But there's two reasons, and there's a lot of nafkaminas in the reasons. But
in Poland itself, there's one city.
There's one city,
and one region.
Van Valitz. Van Valitz, it's near Belzec, which is not far from Lublin. In Belzec, there was a concentration camp. Rahman al-Islam, the Yidden of Van Valitz were all liquidated, Rahman al-Islam. But if you look at the last page over here, it's very interesting. Just turn to the last page. Hine kvar huve ba'oitzer amoidim divrei apoiskim, the ba'artzes Irupa en kihila shorim yelahem chame Moshe Shur benin. He says, but he says it's not true. Belzitz, Plech Lublin, Bepoilen, Asher Samach Belzitz, Yesh Yorektana B'Shein, Van Valitz, V'Sham Hoye Koidem HaMegillah B'Yem Tezvah. In Brocha. It was a town in Poland. They kept Purim not on Yudala, they kept it on Tezvav Bibrocha. Vikarti es harav av bezdin deshom hoye talmid chochem godel.
My brother who lives in Hana,
Yeah.
a few years ago, he had to coach business on Purim to Tel Aviv. So he ended up having to hear the Megillah 4 times. And the Chiv to hear it 4 times.
Because when he came back to Yerushalayim,
a lot of people in Israel like it. They do that. They go they go to Yerushalayim the next day.
no, this year is going to be
Yeah,
Thursday night, Friday, and then Sunday they truck to Yerushalayim. Motzei Shabbos truck to Yerushalayim, and you listen to Motzei Shabbos and Sunday morning.
But they never make up the Seder that they're missing one Seder. I love the Chutzler Seder. If you come tired the first night, you can make it up the second night. You can't do it in Eretz Yisrael.
No, you can't do that in Eretz Yisrael.
If you go to Eilat.
Yeah, you can go.
The Arabs they call this October 7th. You know what they call it?
What do they call it?
Call it something with Eureka clan.
Yeah.
It's October 7th. They call between themselves something with the word Eureka in it.
Wow.
Clan. In order to destroy the walls.
Now they're getting it over their head the way that this guy that was organizing the protests in Columbia University It's screaming ahin, they're screaming ahead. The Viola, they put handcuffs on him. They schlepped him to Louisiana, and this guy Trump is no monkey business.
No, number one, he took out $400 million from the college for the food stamps. He hid the pocket. $400 million. Doesn't stop giving to Colombia.
Yeah,
Number two, start arresting people in the.
Who Trump is talking about.
yeah.
They arrested. No monkey business. Police came and arrested. And he said the door is open. Wait, I'm going to do wars. That's
Yeah.
the way it should be.
כך יביא דכל אויביך השם.
Amen.
ושמעתי עוד זה שקודם שם מגילה בתזבוב שיש שם אגודה, אשר פעם אחת הירוי ישראל מחוץ לעיר, ורוא פיסם חוימה מסנוית נויצצס למולוי. ועולה הכוסף מוקפס חוימה ממויס ישוע בן נון. There was a shepherd that he saw all of a sudden a fire around the city, and it was written in the wall of fire. Mukefes chemim mois shur benun. V'amach zazen nir lekam pamim. Shebol yir sipa zois moz ischilu likas amegila gam b'yem tezvov. Pamachas agoda tesaper amr loi toshev mi van valitz rotzel levatel zaminik. Pisam portzam agefer rachmon l'slam bayora. That they had a minute to read the Megillah on day 15, and they wanted to stop it. And there was a Magef in the city. V'nosu la'magid mikozhnitz. V'omar lahem shizoru likris ha-Megillah gam b'tezvov. Min oz haminig loy posek asher nechrev akil al yedei sfreifes ha-Yisroelim kama al yedei Hitler yimach shemai v'zichroi.
In other words, if I go to this Van
Valitz,
I
yeah,
have to go to Megillah and Tedvav.
yeah.
Wow.
The truth is not the only city. Prague is a Tshuva Me'ava writes that they were Chassidim and Shemaisa. They used to read it on Yudalat Bibrocha and Betezvav B'lo Brocha. And also in Izmir they did it. V'achar shekazavti zoi serisi muvi b'sefer shut b'samim broish simen shimem tes she'kein inyan zeh shenish l'alma shekoisve historia kosvo. Sha'ir v'choy moise medes yoisem alpayim v'chomem meishanim v'al yisayt zeh machzik en oisem v'kefas chayma. Hima adim b'kris megillah b'tezvav ba'avda orim yichel lismach al koisve v'itim lachzik el mukefas chayma eloi. His question was...
What about the shliach in China and
Yeah.
what is it called? The wall of China.
The Great Wall of
The Wall
China.
of China over there.
Yeah, but the question is if it's a wall that's surrounding the entire thing. Around the
Right.
around the old city, it's encompassing the entire
Right.
old
But
city.
it's a
But if
question.
it's a straight wall,
It's a question.
what other cities do we know of that were in the
Tzfas,
Severe-
Tveria.
outside in Chutzlar?
Chutz Lord.
Yeah.
Izmir,
Yeah.
Prague, Van Valitz, and
In Europe.
In Europe, yeah.
Probably was different places, but
Yeah.
we don't know.
yeah,
We didn't live.
we in living. Heiship. The Besamim Rosh said, שאינני אוכל למסמך היסוד כזה לעניין הדין להחזיק על המוקפס חיימם. מפני שלעניין הדין זה כמו דברי חלומס. ועוד גרוע מזה. You can't rely on the historians or scientists that are saying that they're doing archaeological digs לגבי the din of Megillah. רק עם כל זה, כולם מחזיקים סביב המוקפס חיימם, אז יקראו המגילה. People say that city is Be'emes from Mukaf Chaim and Moshe Shubanun, they should read it
Well,
below.
why is this saying here you can't rely on archaeologists? Don't they?
We don't trust them.
What do you think they're making a Bubamaisis?
We see a lot of Bolmasis in Yerushalayim.
They make borrowings.
Some of them right, some of them
right and some of them problematizes.
You ever think about
It's very hard to date
20,000?
an archaeological dig. If they have pottery, it's easy to date because then they,
Age it, they know how to age it.
Yeah. but rocks, it's very hard to age. It's very, very hard to age it. It's not like a tree or a living thing where it's
So
very,
you're saying that a lot of archaeology that they claim in Eretz Yisrael is not necessarily true?
no,
Look
it
at-
happens to be in Eretz Yisrael, not Yericho, I would say, because unfortunately Israel is Rahman al-Islam, instead of being in charge over there, they're like, but
The friar are in charge.
the Freya let the Arabs are running.
But you cannot drive now in Yericho.
But if you really do enough work, you can get to the bottom of it. But this
Marshall Masada, they come up with all kinds of things. Mikveh here, mikveh there, by pottery, whatever.
right, that's look, Masada is not a hard thing because it's a story, and it was told by Josephus. And you see the mountain, and you know you don't have to be a rocket scientist to figure it out.
And the different rooms with the things that this wasn't mikveh,
Yeah.
and I wasn't mikveh this.
But that's physical.
But Yericho, as we'll see soon, is very complicated. There is an archaeological dig today that they claim that these are all the walls of Yericho that fell down by Moshe Yeshua Benu.
This is the stone that was from the.
They say
yeah.
problem is, as you'll see soon, a tshuva that from Yid Rabbi Yosef Lieberman. He lived in Yerushalayim, Choshev Talmud Chochem. He did a lot of research, and he proves that it's lav dafke. In other words, it's hard to figure out
If this is
really the stones. I've never been there. I wish tonight Aaron Rackman was here for the shiur, because I'm sure, because last time when I said I'm going to talk about Yericho, he said, "Oh, I was there by the wall of Yericho." He was at Rosh Yeshiva in that yeshiva. There was a yeshiva from Rabbi Ginsburg in Yericho. So
Rabbi Ginsburg is a big Baal Kabbalah.
yeah, he lives in Kfar Chabad, right?
Yeah. And his son is a Rosh Yeshiva in Tel Aviv, in the Meshech Yeshiva, Baal Yeshiva.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, also
he's like his father.
Genius.
The guy is
Really genius. Yeah. You told him your name, he told the Gematria. And at the same time, he told you to choke him. And this like.
So it's difficult with Yericha, but he was Aaron Rackman was at a yeshiva in the yeshiva there, and he believes that was really the chayma of Yericha. So I don't know. He asked him. He said he wasn't there on Purim. But that's not an answer. Like, so the shayla is okay. If you would have been there, what would you say?
Yeah, the people who lived there in 97, in 75 and 80,
right?
They were allowed to.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, Akaponim in the Sefer, B'samim Rosh, he says you can't go with archaeological digs. Void Gorim is Afim Kol Zeh, in Kulam Achzikim Azelim Kefes Chama, as Yukram Megillah V'la Bracham Tezva Be'ada. B'Sefer Yofel Leiv, from Reb Chaim Palagi, maybe Divrei Shutanal, V'Yosef Shagam B'Yed Izmir, Gorim B'Yom Tezvav, Mach Masofek B'La Bracham. Izmir was once a Ir V'Ein B'Yisrael, just like Prague for the Ashkenazi Jews. Izmir was Yerushalayim of the Middle East.
Where is Izmir?
Izmir is in Turkey.
Turkey?
Yeah. I was there a few years ago in Izmir. There's one Jewish lady left in the city.
What attracted you to go to Turkey? Such an anti-Semitic country.
Well, first of all,
to buy coffee.
No.
I actually was in the shuk over there in Istanbul.
Coffee Turkey.
And it's unbelievable. Sure. Yeah, in Istanbul. Yeah, I was there, and Punk wasn't there that few days, and I was there. But the shliach there had one of his mukrovim that moved here to New York.
Okay.
And his parents come here always for the winter.
Okay.
And he comes to our house always for all the Yom Tovim. He'll be by him, and his parents will come here for Purim. The ambassador from Turkey in Manhattan invited them for a Hanukkah party. So they invited me. I thought they meant that I should go to Washington. So I said, no, I'm not interested. But then I realized afterwards it was here in Manhattan. I would have went. But
and don't speak Arabic?
The Yidden Bemis there don't speak too much Arabic. They speak Ladino.
It's like Arabic.
No, it's a Yiddish sprach. It's like we speak Yiddish. It's German. It's not a German won't understand Yiddish, and
Yiddish won't understand
the Yid won't understand German. A few words here and there,
right.
You know.
I read in Kfar Chabad the Israeli shliach that went to Germany. What's his name?
Tachtel.
A few mistakes I made. He thought, I speak Yiddish, I understand Germany. Few mistakes, he said the word.
Disaster.
You got to be careful when you speak
Right.
language. It's very
So,
So
Izmir
in Turkey, there's a
is
call-
it's a city,
call-
gorgeous city, gorgeous city. It's a gorgeous city. And when I was there, I was able to, I got through the shliach number of this Jewish woman that still lives there. They have a ton of shuls that they still have there. Gorgeous shuls. Shuls of Gedolei Yisrael.
never empty, huh?
All empty, yeah. All empty. All of them are empty. Huge, gorgeous shuls, one after the other. Gorgeous shuls. Beis HaChaim, their shuls. No, the Jews are not there anymore.
Not sure.
Yeah.
It's amazing how these Beitzis and Jericho countries are still existing and not destroyed. So we're just lucky.
Very few. Poland, in
They
Germany,
turned over.
it's like a soccer field,
Yeah.
buildings.
Dafki here in Izmir, when I went, the last big Rav in Izmir, who's mentioned here, the Chaim Palaji, his house, I walked to his house and the door was open. I came in and the Arab was mopping the floor.
Meaning that they're saving the place.
Yeah, the mamash keeping it clean. And when I went to the Beis HaChaim, there was an Arab that was cleaning everything and he was taking care of everything. And everything is clean, everything is nice, and he takes care of the Beis HaChaim. And many Arab countries are that way. I was once in a small city in
Egypt,
Morocco.
they watch with the Rambam shul was.
Yeah,
The government watch.
right. But only in Arabic countries.
No,
it's that way.
everybody respects the Rambam.
Like I said, the Egyptian band
Right.
for watching the historic.
The Europeans are not that way. The Europeans, the
Don't
Nazis
care
are not
about
that way.
them.
They don't care.
They don't.
Even the places in Europe, Adayom, which have Gedolei Olam,
Right.
and the governments don't care, the people don't care. It's always
France, forget about it.
forget about it. In France, also Germany, you think the Germans will have a little bit of guilt? Nah, Gedolei Olam. We're talking about the Rishonim, Kamalochim. They don't care. Anyway, okay. Let's start from the beginning of the booklet about the city of Yidichar. So,
What did Stemma Galia, please?
this is a Yid. He was a Rov. He lost his son and his wife because when they came into the city of Belzitz, the Germans right away were looking for the Rov. So he knew
He's going to be the first one.
he didn't know what the Germans are about, but he knew he got a Vayivrach. So he ran away. But he didn't think it was dangerous for his wife and his son. He had a wife and his little son. And he didn't think it was dangerous just for the Rav because the Germans were looking for him. And he ran away and he ended up in Vilna. But then he tried to get his wife and son, but he couldn't get them. And Lepel, they were exterminated in the extra concentration camp. And he ended up in Shanghai and he came to New York, nothing. And he added later he was at Rav in a shul in Queens. I push it. Time is so short. So Mitzvah Shem, you'll remind me. I read through. There was in the beginning of the Sefer. There's a bio about him, and there's very interesting stories. Very. He ended up coming to the Friedrich Rebbe.
Oh, he's talking about World War II, after World War II.
Yeah.
Wow.
He was a very interesting story with this guy. So, can't even find this paper now. Let's get into tshuva. I don't want to. Yeah. Oh yeah. Told us he was a Rav later in Queens, in Beis Medrash Degel Yisrael. I'm not sure where it is. Somewhere in Queens. He was a Rav in Sochachov, in Belzitz, another Kehilas. He was a big Talmud Chacham. He was a Talmud Mubik to the Mayor Shapiro. He was the first Magid Shir to give a Shir in Daf Yomi. He was a Yid, a Choshev Yid. Okay. Before we go inside, I'll tell you the Rebbe's Pshat, which is very different than, so like this. There's a machlokes in the Bible in Yerushalmi, or seems to be a machlokes. Why is the Yoris Makafas Chaimas Memois Yeshua Benon that they read B'Yom Tezvav? The Bavli says because the Gzeir Shabbat. It says by Moshe Rabbeinu that when they conquered Eretz Yisrael V'Oig is Lavad Me'ori Aprozi Harba Miyoi. And besides they captured Meori Aprozi, besides the cities that were Mukaf Chaima, they Ori Prozi Harbamoid. And it says, Alkim, you read
Prozi meaning what?
the cities without a wall.
Okay.
Proza states of Yerushalayim. And it says, Alken Yehudim Aprozim Ayoshim Bori Aprozim Shava, just like over here, what does it mean, prozos? Prozos means from the days of Yeshua ben Nun. Now, what do you mean Yeshua ben Nun? That pasuk is talking really in the days of Moshe Rabbeinu. So ultimate Farshim talk about it, and they have to work it through. That pasuk, when they conquered Sicham Void, who conquered Sicham Void? Yeshua. Moshe. Later, when they went over the Yarden, Yeshua went. But Sicham Void, Moshe Rabbeinu. Yeah, the other side of the Yarden was Moshe Rabbeinu. So, and that's where it talks about that we conquered Levad Meori Priyaz Yahar Meoid. So we'll talk about it in a second. But the Rashi, okay. The Yerushalmi has a beautiful voice. Yerushalmi says no, because the Eretz Yisrael was chorev in the days of the story of Purim, and Mordechai and Esther wanted to do something special to commemorate Eretz Yisrael. So they said that all the cities that were Mukaf Chaim Mimois Yeshua ben Nun, so those cities, we make believe that they have now a Chaima. All those cities will make believe that they have a Chaima, now a Chaima.
Again, what's the reason they want to make special?
Because they wanted to make believe that they wanted to make a Zikoron for Eretz Yisrael. In other words, so you're asking with Shiloh, why did they make also the Chutz Laretz? That's a good kasha. You're asking a kasha on the Yerushalmi. But them it's a libe de bavli. It's a gzeir shova, more prozi. But according to Yerushalmi, that it's a svora. So why was it with Chutz Laretz? It's a good kasha. You're asking. I don't know the answer. But the poil, that's what the Yerushalmi says. The Yerushalmi said they wanted to give Kovet Feret Yisrael that was chorev in that time. So they said that all the cities that were Mukav Chaim Moshe Shua Benun, it's Kilo, it's Mukav Chaima, and the din is just like Shusha. Okay. So the Rebbe says like this. Think about it. The Rebbe says, if you say the word is they wanted to give Kovet Feret Yisrael, so if for one day that city had a Chaima Bimei Moshe or Bimei Yeshua Benun, it's mistaber to say that that's good enough. But you wanted to give Kovet for Eretz Yisrael.
When so, the time for Moshe and Yeshua.
Yes, if you want it, so you say if that city had a choima, Bimei Yeshua Binun, we consider as if now it has a choima. Okay, so if it's mitzat Kovet, it's mistaber to say that if for one day it had a choima, it's okay, it had a choima. Yericha had a choima for more than one day. Bimei Moshe Rabbeinu and Bimei Yeshua too. It's just that when Yeshua came into Eretz Yisrael and he conquered it, so eventually, after 7 days of Akafas and after blowing the shofars, the walls crumbled down. So that's if you say the Svara of the Yerushalmi. But if you say the Bavli, which is Exeda Shava, so you have to ask, what does it mean? What's the pshat in the Exeda Shava? It has to be that the walls were there. Yeshua was a Nasi for 28 years. There had to be that
at this time.
All 28 years? Or one day? Or 5 days?
Or after it also.
You have to ask. It's not clear. The poil that Rambam brings only the time of the Yerushalmi, not the Bavli. So either he holds that the halach is really like the Yerushalmi, or he thinks that maybe the Bavli also agrees and it's not negate. There's no nafkamina really. But from the Rebbe's mahalach, okay. So what's one of the nafkaminas is the city of Yericho.
Today.
The city of Yericho.
Today.
Right. If you say that the word it's a Kovet Feret Yisrael,
not also.
So Yericho, it's a Kovet Feret Yisrael. And if you say no, if you say that the word is Exeda Shava, so then you have to ask. From the Rebbe, it's noite that he thinks that Yericho, because the Lapel, the Rambam brings Allah the Yerushalmi, not the Bavli. So it's noite from the Rebbe's words that Yericho is on Dei Tezvod. But these two chuvas, they bring a lot of svaras.
But what they did, okay.
Marshal Rabbi Lieberman brings a beautiful svara.
What they did.
There's not a lot of Yidden in Yericho.
No, but
it's hard to know.
When they did with what, I think?
Oh, so the Rabbi Gestetner said no. Lahoydis Nosson, his maskana was that Yericho is Yom Yudalad, Drenishtin Kop. And the other guy, Lieberman, the Mishnah Yosef, said no.
We're gonna read it with a
that maybe it's a shtickle. He said Tezvav, but he had a whole problem at the end. Where is really the old Yericho?
Oh,
Where is really
where
the old
is it?
Yericho?
Right.
So he has a whole map that you're going to see soon in the booklet over here.
It's almost like in Yerushalayim today.
Oh,
Exactly
right.
the
Like in Yerushalayim today, most of the neighborhoods they read B'Yom Tezvav, but there are the very far away they don't read it because they're not Samach Venida.
like Bechemes and all this.
Beit Shemesh for sure not. I think at Ramat Shlomo even they have a shayla of what to do.
Wow.
I'm not even sure what they
Question is,
do.
all the new extensions of Yerushalayim.
Not all of them.
Does
Most of them considered Samach Venida, and they do B'Yom Tezvav.
What
I
is
think
it
now-
between 70 ams that
No,
Is
it
there
has to be
Samach Venida?
close, and you could see Yerushalayim from there.
no? How much
Oh,
lower
so-
how much lower you see Yerushalayim?
so let's say there's something something with Tchum and 70
No, it's not
ams.
Chum. It's Samach Venida. So there is a few
So
neighborhoods.
Hanof and all those things is all considered.
Yeah, they all. I don't know if they do B'Tem Tezvav, but if you look later in this booklet, he has a whole. He did a beautiful map of Yericho. There is Ein Al Sultan, which is considered, and Tel Al Sultan, which is considered by scientists today to be the Yericho Mimois Yeshua Ben Nun. But then there is another place, which is another old city that they discovered. And the shaila is which one, this one or that one. And then there's where today's city of Yericho is. Anyway, his maskana was that this guy Mishnas Yosef was that they should read Yudalet bebrochem etezvav bli brochem. Okay.
I'm surprised, I just don't know where the world of Yerushalayim were.
So like I said, Aaron Rackman believes that what scientists say today is true. I was in Germany, and I met this guy who's a professor in the local university, and he told me he's coming back from Yericho, and that he saw the walls of Yericho that crumbled. In Moise Yeshua Ben Nun, he was really excited about it. But I'm a Jew; I can't go there. Could you imagine? What kind of absurdity? A German guy could go to Yericho.
Because they come from a recipe to
Yeah.
that, so they know that.
But a Jew can't go to
Yeah.
Yericho. So that makes sense to you? One of the svaras that the Mishnas Yosef brings a Moedik svara.
Like a Jew can't go into the Vatican to look at all the sperm.
Okay, das versteht sich.
Aber in
Aber
der-
Sorge, ich verstehe.
But in
We should send Hamas to the Vatican. Let them.
You can go.
Yeah, 10 days a year. Besides 10 days a year.
Makes sense.
And Dafka Kevi Yitzchok is the place which is closest to the
The
opening,
closest one to open it to the
where the real. Although
the need.
right, although the real is the opening is there by Kevi Yitzchok, but you have to go. It's not so clear. Could be that the place which is open now for the Yidden is really on top of the place of the Maras Machpelah.
Not exactly, but yeah, right.
But still, the opening to the Maora is in
It's close to the-
Heichal
yeah.
Yitzchok, which is open to the Jews only 10 days. Oh, Ashanda.
Yeah.
Ashanda.
What is the both you put?
Oh, that's a separate shaila. It's a separate shaila if a Jew is allowed to build something in Yericho. But the shaila is which Yericho. It has to be the real Yericho from Yimoshua Ben Nun or any city that's called Yericho.
Like
How
you say-
about
like
is
you
a
say-
Jew allowed to build in Jericho in New York? No, there's no Issur to tourists. Why? The Issur was to build. The Issur was only to build.
Oh, the issue.
To build.
You said that you let that professor, you went and you can't.
The go-
I can't go.
Why you can't?
You think I come back alive?
Oh, because you asked.
Shanda. It's a Shanda. Shanda. I don't know if they'll let or not. Even if the government will let, I wouldn't trust them that they would protect me.
Oh, I thought it was halacha.
No, not halacha.
It's like going to Gaza now.
Yeah. If the government says I can go to Gaza, I wouldn't go to Gaza either. But there's no reason to go there. It's not like it's a shaila. You're allowed to build there. Yesterday, when we were talking about it 2 days ago, someone asked. This guy was the Rosh Yeshiva in that yeshiva. So they asked, how was he allowed to build? But that's a separate shaila. So everyone answered, well, it's not a big deal. He didn't build anything. The building was there already. Okay. And one of the svaras, very nice svaras that this guy Mishnah Yosef brings from Sofer. Now, what's the chivas of the cities that have a wall? I mean, this Esed Varim, the Skatcher, Boter and Choymat. There's Lagabi a lot of things. Lagabi selling, the Boter Choymas to do Lagabi, then Shemitah and Yovel. There's 10 dinim that the Mishnah says Lagabi Boter and
different between Choyma and not.
Yeah, so what's the chivas? Some Sofer Murder the Kavod. Some Sofer says that why did they go and fortify these cities? Because the Goyim heard that the Jews are coming. So they built fortified cities so the Jews won't be able to conquer them. Just like the Meraglim said that they saw that there was walls until the heaven.
Guzma, but
It was a Guzma Taka, but they wanted to show that it was very strong. Sagt the Chassam Sofer that if you conquered Ori Prozi, that's not such a big deal. But when you conquered in Israel, the cities that have walls,
that's a big deal.
that was a big deal.
You booked the Chema, you went into the
So
city.
that's why there's a special Kedusha, there's a special Chashivas, there's a special Chashivas to a city that has a Chayma, because
It was harder to conquer.
it was harder to conquer. So the Eibishter was Mekadesh. So it was Niskadish, Kodesh to the Eibishter, because this wasn't, there was the cities that are prozi, it was not so nikir, Meis Hashem, Hois Hazais in the floors, Beinenu. The Yidden had knives and they had knives. The Yidden had arrows, they had arrows. The Yidden had rocks, they had rocks. The Yidden was stronger. But in the fortified cities, that they had 40 years to fortify them, and they were taka, like the Meraglim said, they were built up to the sky, and the Eibishter gave it to us. So this is Nikir, the Meis Hashem Hois Hazois, the floors Beinenu. So therefore, there was a special Kedusha in those cities. Yerichoi, the biggest miracle was Yerichoi, because they did the Akofis, and then they blew the shofars, and the walls crumbled. It was miraculous. So according to this Svara, Yerichoi is the most, even though the Gestetner, Rav Gestetner and Lahoris Nasa says the opposite Svara. He says, hey, because Yeshua said you're not allowed to rebuild it, so what chshivas is there?
The opposite is less chasivas.
There's no chshivas to it. Because you're not supposed to rebuild it. That wall is also supposed to be down. Everything's supposed to be down there. But if you go with the Wort of Chassam Sofer, it's fakert. The biggest chashivas for a city in Eretz Yisrael, and the Chazal say, the Yericho is man'ula shel Eretz Yisrael. Not like today's government of Israel, Rahman al-Islam, yesterday's government, the day before, who are tipshim, and they think that they will give the Yericho to the Arabs, and then they'll live peacefully on the beaches of Tel Aviv and in the clubs of Tel Aviv. But the truth is not that way, because Yericho is man'ula shel Eretz Yisrael. If you don't control Yericho, you're not safe on the beaches in Tel Aviv. If you control Yericho, then you're safe in the nightclubs in Tel Aviv. But whatever, they're tipshim, they don't understand that. But according to some Sofer, Yericho should have the biggest din that the Kriya should be beyond Tezvav. The opposite of Rav Gestetner and Lahoris Nasa. Punkt verkehrt. Let's read a little bit inside so you see. Here, it's a booklet for you. Sasson. I made tonight these beautiful big booklets for covered Purim. I thought we'll learn Purim Torah.
This is not Purim Torah.
This is not Purim Torah. This is Purim Torah. The Pingelechta. It's real Torah.
You're going to make a bracha or not?
Al dark shaylas kweite rosa ramoy, masa likres a megillah be Yericha. Yim odin ke krach hamuk of chayim aloi. Hine mokum asaf ku the kim the krach hamuk af mochem yemais shobenun. Koydem betezvav kemur mishne megillah. Ram Yericho some kevas chayim beish nichnas Yeshua lo Eretz Yisrael. Aval hupel al yodi beish lochta. Af yachrem mishivnu mechodesh k'moshe. Nemer bekrov vayash be Yeshua beish hila emer orish. Bifnei Hashem asher yokum u'banas yirazos as Yericho. If Goyra Yisadeno Ubitzoir Yatziv de Lasel, right? There was a story with a guy that tried to build a city. What happened? He lost all his sons. Mata yesh listapek im ladoina kemukaf chem imais Yeshua benun. Hashem shet ve'ina shetir mukaf chem kol yimei Yeshua. Dav gab im vur b'megila shelo yichem af b'shem la'ach shevayu lo koydem lakein. Ken kaim lo b'shuch norach rechaim tafresh beiches sifalav. Efilo meinu mukaf im achshav koydem tezvav ulam hosam shayni da kapana moisa mukaf chem kol yimei Yeshua. Rakach gach nachrava. But Avo B'Yericha b'shar kibusha yidei Yeshua necher v'achayma. B'shar shalachti Yeshua kvar lo yelochem. Adarab Yeshua af hichgenim. Shalo levnoisi tochem dein ladin mukev chayma mimois Yeshua benun. Shenich b'shar yidei Yeshua benun kvar lo yelochem. I don't understand this question. You know, there's a klal gite v'yodei boim ka'achas. I don't understand why the Rav Gestetner is getting so bent out of shape on this. Yeah. I want to ask you a question. All the cities, I was spent this now in the Golan. I spent a lot of time in the Golan. I went to Katsirin. There's a beautiful museum from all. So Golan was captured by Moshe Rabbeinu, right? All the cities in Mamleches Oig Baboshem and Ori Sichon, the other side of the. So they have a museum, beautiful museum in Katsirin, and they show you. First of all, no, Katsirin is not on the border. It's in Golan. It's mamish in Golan. Katsirin is part of the land of Golan that Shimon Peres wanted to, was halishing to give it back to Syria. Halishing. Shimon Peres had one thing in his life to give away the Golan to the Syrians. The stupid Syrians didn't want to take it. Yeah, but he had a plan. He's going to give it to them, and then they're going to build on the bottom of the Golan. They're going to build they're going to bring a string of hotels, and no Chas v'Sholom Arab would ever want to go on war if there's between him and Israel. There's a string of hotels. No way. I'm not laughing. I'm not making a joke. This is true historical fact. Shimon Peres was chalishing to give the Golan away
And
to the Syrians, and the Syrians said no.
Thank you.
They said no. It's not enough. We also want the Kinneret and half of Tveria. So that Shimon Peres couldn't agree to do, not because he didn't want to do it, but he couldn't do it. So could you imagine if they gave away the Golan now? Could you imagine now? I mean, never mind that
They want to give the Koisel.
I give everything
They
away.
want to give the Koisel. They think, yeah.
So I don't understand. What's the taina of Rav Nosson the step? I imagine all the cities in the Golan that Moshe Rabbeinu conquered, yeah. And all those cities, if they have a wall, it's considered that they had a wall.
They had a wall.
No, there was because the pasuk says that Moshe Rabbeinu said that we conquered a lot of cities. But there was Drei, Salcha, all these cities had big walls. So I want to ask you: are you sure that every one of those cities, Moshe Rabbeinu didn't destroy the wall? First he conquered and then destroyed the wall. And once if he destroyed the wall before he conquered it, then it's not considered Mukaf Chayma. I don't understand. Yeshua came and he surrounded the city for 7 days and it had a wall. Even if you say Be'ez Kibusha, it needs to have a wall, but isn't there a concept Gitei v'Yodei Boim Ka'achas? So B'Shas, the walls crumbled. That second he conquered the city. So I don't understand this question, B'chlal. I don't understand. V'omnam nida the Ayoras HaMakofas Chem Moshe Yeshua Benun Koinem Betezvav Avda Ayoras Alol Loya Kavusha De Yeshua K'de Kaimelam Betur V'Shulchan Aruch the Afa Krocha Makofas Chem Mishum Chutz Laretz Chem Betezvav Avagav Shalanichem B'Shoelam De Yeshua B'Emes Aberetz Yisrael Atzman Nishra Harba Ayoras Shalich B'Shoe De Yeshua K'mavur B'Kro Yeshua Yud Gimel Aleph Yeshua Zakam B'Bayam V'Yom Hashem Alav Ata Zakanta Basa B'Yom V'Aretz Nishra Harba Moed L'Rishta Kein La'alam Anoicher Risham Why Yeshua
did not conquer?
There was a lot.
It's a lot he didn't conquer.
There was a lot of places he didn't. That's where the Shvatim had a job after Yeshua passed away to conquer more places. Akipila Yisrael benachla kasher tzivisicha pidishrach sheyich b'shlach man kol shevet v'shevet mashanof l'gerola v'ayim ben Rambam shemipnei zeh cholok Yeshua bezdina kol Eretz Yisrael l'Shvatim Avagav shelo nichbisha kadei shelo yakibu shofet k'sheyala kol shevet v'shevet v'yich v'shchelkin v'chein koso b'sefer kafta v'ferich. To be made sure like kofshus kol haaretz ein sham.
I thought they went in, they make a fight, and then they divided it. So
They
Not
didn't.
before.
Lapoel, they didn't. And that's why the Rambam says that Yeshua split up Eretz Yisrael because he wanted that after he passes away, that no one should say that this is considered kibush yochid. So he split up the Eretz
even though
Yisrael.
he didn't conquer
He
it,
said,
they
"This is
already-
yours. This is yours. There's a few goyim, a few lousy goyim.
we're gonna conquer it.
Don't worry, we'll take care of them
Uh-huh.
already." So that was considered a kibush rabim already. In because of the Sefer Kafta Ferech made sure like koshes kol haaretz. Kama kamposhet the kol hakras malosh.
After Yeshua, there was no conquering?
They did.
There was.
That was Yeshua's brilliant idea. He says, you know what? I wanted to have considered kibush rabim. So he took the whole Eretz Yisrael and he split it up with the borders between Shvatim. And he said to every Shevet, listen,
This
you know, this is yours.
Eventually,
This
yes.
is yours. Just go kill the goyim and that's it. And it's yours. But that was considered kibush rabim, even though some of those cities were conquered many years later and not by the whole Klal Yisrael, only by a few Yehidim, but didn't matter. Had a din of kibush rabim. After became Shlomo Dirich L'Shayni, the Davke Shalei Yoris, Avshalei Nichbush Yemei Yeshua Makomak Akaponim Makavas Chemek Kol Yemei Chai Yeshua. Ken Koyim Tezvav Yerich Shechamas Nichbush Yemei Yeshua Val Yod Yeshlam Dem Dem Kapon.
When was make the shiur after Yeshua?
Watch
10
out.
years later?
Oh, he said, כל פנים היו כופר כמו כל ימי חטא
Ah.
יהושע. אבל יריב חושב-
No, not the Sheila is probably even the days of Yeshua because no, I'm sorry, no, Vegivim was later. No, Sheila was probably in the days of Yeshua.
Yericho, because the Chama was Nefzer in the time of Yeshua.
Yeah, so maybe the Shaila basically is saying
It's En Mukuf.
yeah, there's a. In other words, they have to be Mukaf Chaima
In the time of Yeshua.
the whole time, or one day is good enough.
So you say,
So-
you're the Boim Kechas.
I'm saying, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying, what do you mean? You asked about the Shaila this.
The minute you break it, this is the.
So it was.
Is not Mukuf.
I said, Faket. He's saying that that when they broke the wall, so it wasn't Mukaf Chaima. I'm saying, I don't understand. Let's
This
turn
is the war.
yeah, they won the war through breaking the
That's the
thing.
way you win the war, by breaking the Chem.
Yeah. Turn the page. Turn the page.
How come they didn't break the Chem? They can't get to Yerushalayim without breaking the Chem. How come?
They didn't have to. David Melech did a whole trick.
We told the gates.
Yeah, whatever. The guy climbed in or whatever. Turn the page. Ois hey. Be'emes it isi v'sei peturi oven sham shekotz v'dikerak peidu. Turn the page. Ois hey. Be'emes it isi v'sei peturi oven from the Shagas Arya shekotz v'dikerak peidu shemukef ois ekrach koidem shekibshu Yisrael ois ekrach miyad nochen. Hilkech hori sichem v'oik shenich v'shubimei Moishe boy mukef chem koidem shenich b'shem. V'shor Eretz Yisrael shenich b'shem de Yeshua boy mukef chem v'mois Yeshua. V'yikerak peide shiur mukef koidem shekosh Yisrael ois ekrach atzmei ava pi shekosh shukvar shor Eretz Yisrael ein sham ba'oirech. That the Shagas Arya holds that the word is that before you conquered it, there has to be that it was a wall. Well, if he's a shaper, not to be Moshe Shobenum, Shem the Iker Eretz Yisrael Nech B'Shalyot, Min Shemukafim B'Yama. If he's a Gam Yericha, Tidin Mukamukav, given the Iker Ushakadim Shkibush Te Mukuf, Yericha Hoisa Mukafes Kadim Kibusha. Hello, Yesh Lam Dafel Dibraturi Ovam, Bin Shelachema, B'Shas Akibush. Now, Kol Shener Salifne Akibush. I'm sorry, this is nonsense. How could you say such a thing? What do you mean? He's saying, according to the Shagas Arya,
Winning the war is by breaking the Chem.
yeah, as soon as the Chaim is down, they won the city. You have to wait till Mamchi killed every person. You know, what's an afkamina? As soon as the walls of Yeshua of Yericha crumbled. Yeah, okay, fine. As soon as we have stand, we'll stop. Okay, so L'choida, so I don't understand why he's so bent out of shape. I would use his svara the opposite. If you're saying that the vort is b'shas kibush, it needs to have a chayma, I would say, you sure? B'shas kibush yirichoy, they had a chayma.
But
They broke the chayma, the Eibishter broke it.
fine, but that's kibush.
That's the kibush. I'm eating Megillah. I forget the name of Mikra. Levad Oria Prosi b'Moshe Nemar Makom Makom Tola Lev b'Yishu Sheikar Kibush Eretz Yisrael Mashve Natalia Klal b'Kibush Moshe because of Tosis Yom to Megillah Kosav Hodlo Telina b'Moshe Dim Keis Chai b'Tezav Kol Shemokim v'Tchilas Yitziosim v'Mitzrayim Shabam Shekon b'Yisraelis Monon Yadin Eisais v'Mokefes b'Yisrael. Tosis Yom says if it's with the pasuk Levad Oria Prosi, why are we saying to do with Yeshua? Should do with Moshe. She says because Eden wouldn't know which city had a Chayma b'mei Moshe. So therefore they said because at the end of the 40 years they knew. Bram imishum ha yav shloima detalia ma shem okefes beis shekofes Moshe eretz sichem v'oich tchilas kibush eretz Yisrael v'chol ir talia lefi kibusha kama shekasav nektur yevet. Taka, you're right. Taka kol ir lefi kibusha. So I don't understand what's his problem. I don't understand. Ella.
What has to do with Moshe Rabbeinu?
No, because the pasuk Harbe Prozik was talking about Moshe Rabbeinu. The Ksei Shava we said.
Yeah, but Moshe Kovesh b'chutz laaretz.
That's a chelik of Eretz Yisrael. Every year is also chelik of Eretz Yisrael. The Kedusha is a little less, but it's a chelik of Eretz Yisrael. And then this is we said like the Lamaisa Ladina, even cities that are in chutz laaretz like Prague, Izmir, Belzec, or whatever, Velandvavitz, whatever, they also considered. Mukev Chaim. Anyway, so that's that.
Said that the Rebbe put Moshe Rabbeinu on the mountain and show him all of Israel. So Moshe Rabbeinu,
Turn.
where is this? Where is that?
I just want to show you something unbelievable.
When do you have time to read of this?
Yeah, I wish we had a little more time. Yeah, yes. I want to show you.
You can go back out and come back in 5 minutes.
I can't tell you how much.
Need more time, I'm saying.
Oh, look at the Ois Yud Beis. Yeah, the whole question is about how could we how could you live in Yericho? How could you build in Yericho?
If the Nochrim build it, it's okay. But if the Eden build it, then it's a problem.
Yeah. V'tzorich loimer the nimnes yedei goyim. Cherim Yeshua leichol el al Yisrael. V'anochrim shenishloach kim b'Yeshua heim banu m'siyashu bo b'nei Yisrael. And then he says another teretz, whatever, because the children of Yisrael lived in Yericho. Question is, how could a Jew live in Yericho? She said maybe the goyim built the houses and they lived in it, or maybe they lived in tents. Look in Ois Yud Gimel. You're not allowed to build it. Yeshua made a chedem, you're not allowed to build it. So that's what he's saying. Maybe you're not allowed to build it. If a guy builds a house, you're allowed to live there. Or maybe look at Ois Yud Gimel. B'Yisein Bazeh Yesh Levad. I think it's a brilliant vote. Divrei Sifri v'Rashi. The Tzufkuf Ama Medushna Shel Yericha Nosnen Lamishi Bona Beis Hamikdash Mechalket. Chazal say that they took 500 amma, Medushna Shel Yericho, from the best part of Yericho, and they said whoever is going to build Beis Hamikdash in his chelik is going to get this chelik of Yericho. What's the connection?
What's the plus? What
Yeah. Yes, that's a beautiful pshat. I'll blow you out of this.
It's like building Bati Midrash in Goshen in Mitzrayim. Is the same comparison?
Yeah, but he's saying, what's the connection? They announced whoever's going to build the Beis Hamikdash, the Chelkoi is going to get Medushna Shel Yericho Tov Kufama al Tov Kufama. What's the connection? It's a beautiful pshat. Hine Mashacholku, Hine Nire Poshet, Apia Mavur B'Midas Harabai, so Chomesh Meis Ama al Chomesh Meis Ama. Even though the Herodian building of the Beis Hamikdash is not square, it's rectangular. So the original size of the Harabais is 500 amma, not what you see today,
A rectangle.
which is a rectangle. That's why I'm very skeptical when they show you today. I went down the tunnel tours and they show you, ooh, this is a place exactly where was the Kodesh HaKadoshim. It's very hard for me to accept that because I don't. It's hard for me. Anyway,
straight from here, 100 feet is.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure I accept that. Anyway, Velachin Tzemur is Harabayis. Sheniskadash v'nilkich me'binyomin nosna loi chomesh meis ama al chomesh meis ama medushna she'ericha zet murazeh. They whoever had in Binyamin the land of the Harabayis was 500 amma by 500 amma. So they took it away from him, and they gave him instead.
Is Binyamin not the whole thing?
Oh, besides a tiny chelik, whatever. Most
This tiny chelik.
okay, so Bram tzorich biur amay nosne mi Yericho davke. Venira al pima sherisi da v'chodesh l'raiv de pirish l'sechet tamid. Hodam l'shem sheshem Yericho krop sich l'shar agodl. Moire avachos adamar de kol ane de klone shen shmoim b'Yericho m'shamayis nisim hoyu. It says in the Mishnah that when they opened the gates of the Beis Hamikdash, they would hear it in Yericho. The Ravid said that you shouldn't think that the gates of the Beis Hamikdash are so squeaky that you could hear it all the way to Yericho. It was a miracle. The dafke b'Yericho nishma, v'loy be'betzdodem. B'nei she'Yericho yikamo Yerushalayim. B'nei she'atchilas kibush Eretz Yisrael. Kamoy de truma dogen tzarich litrim, chen nitrim Eretz Yisrael atzma. Mishvil kach ichrima Yeshua li is kodesh. Just like truma, you have a dough, and you take a piece and you give it to the Eibishter. When they came into Eretz Yisrael, the best part, the first piece, the first city they conquered was Yericho. So Yeshua gave it away like truma to the Eibishter. The Eibishter gave it to the Eibishter. The Fikr, Ikamo Yerushalayim. It was the Kedusha of Yerushalayim. By the Shmon, but Kol Hana the Ketona Kedush Yagish of the Adam. Shebi Yericho yesh, Kamoy ken Ktsas Kedusha, Kamoy Yerushalayim. Udav Chodesh, the Yericho yesh be Kedusha Yerushalayim. Apizi Yuvan Heitim, Ashenos Nadavka Medusha Sheyericho, Lemishi Yala Bachalke Beis Hamikdash. Tilanitna Tmur b'Makam Acher, Loite Bazet Shlum Mishalam, given the Hifsik Akaponim. Kedusha Yerushalayim Achelka, Lachen Nos Noi Dushni Yericho, Sheyesh be Kedusha Yerushalayim, and Nimtza Shekibel Tzchorim Mishalim. I think it's a brilliant shot. They took away from this guy 500 amma, which is going to turn into the Beis Hamikdash. So they took away from him a prime real estate in middle of Midtown Manhattan, and then they're going to give it to him real estate in Jericho, Queens. You could compare 500 amma in Midtown Manhattan, which is the best real estate on planet Earth, with 500 amma and 500 amma in middle of Malaysia. So how can you compare it? The answer is you could, because Yericho really yesh b'ktsas mikedushas Yerushalayim. B'Yericho yoya nishma psichas adlosses bebeis hamikdash. So therefore, it was a good deal. It's like saying, I'll take away from you 500 square feet in Midtown Manhattan. I'll give it to you in Dubai. Okay, I don't know. I'll give it to you next to what's the name of that building? That big building in Dubai. The George, the
Khalfa.
the big building. The scale. So this is
Khalafa.
yes. So
Alba.
Halavai.
Chocolate.
Well, the dinner in Pasha the Yericho tzarich. Okay, I'm sorry.
We're talking about Malaysia. You know what Malaysia is?
Sure, had kids from Rachav.
I could have this.
Yeah, take it.
I didn't have a chance to read it.
You know
It's
what
unbelievable.
Malaysia is famous for? They've reached their final destination. You know, with the when you read the old thing on the you go in the cars and you look for directions and finally you look at those black boxes, you reach your final destination. So when the airplanes disappeared into the wide blue yonder, they reached their final destination.
So 2 planes. Yeah.
2 planes.
Nobody know where they are.
Nobody knows.
Okay.
They went out of space.
The Tanakh doesn't say that Rachav had a baby.
They can say it's like this driving with the GPS. Because he connected to the oil collector.
No.
Which is destination. Could find this.
Okay. Shkoyach, everyone joining us tonight. David shall help from the Taki Yericho. Yericho is the union of Reyach, which is the union of a very close connection to the Eibishter. It's the Davish and Hashem and Enes Menu. That it's Manula Shalal Eretz Yisrael. That we should have Bias Mashiach Tzedkenu, and we should be
the best date, right?
yeah, the best
That's
day.
why they have a casino.
Nee, dat is kajach, Rabbi. Dat is kajach.
Yeah, now it's a casino.
Ja, het is kajach.
Okay, Vreilich and Purim. Thank you everyone for joining.
Easy.